Good morning, boys and girls. Today's show is sponsored by the letter R. Hello. Good morning. Sorry, I'm a little goofy this morning. I do have my coffee, though. This is I don't know if you can see it. It says, I can't adult today. This was a gift from a friend of mine last Christmas, my friend Tiffany, who left me and went to Arizona. Anyway, I'm not bitter. But anywho, I wanted to come on this morning and talk to you guys about another struggle that I've been having, and it's actually okay because God and I have been working this out. I'm one of these people, and those of you who really know me know that I do not have the patience of Job. I do have patience, but anyway. So I want this weight off like yesterday, but, I just need to learn to relax, which is why I have named this particular video Relax. And I say that because I have been getting really stressed out. My last video, of course, I had gone on a keto eating binge, which to me almost sounds like an oxymoron, but oh, look, Harley has joined us. She's been in almost every video, and I forgot to turn my phone off. So, but anyway, I've been getting pretty stressed out about things and about the fact that I have been struggling with this and that and trying not to overeat and all these different things. But the Lord yesterday really spoke to my spirit, and He just said, you know what, just relax. The weight is coming off. My clothes are still loose. I do need to take another picture. I had on my Facebook group, one of the girls she had mentioned that the weight may or may not be coming off, and I told her, I said, if you'll measure, because the scale doesn't seem to be moving, and and I told her, I said, in my experience, just because the scale doesn't move doesn't mean you're not losing weight. In fact, most of the time, I would say probably 99% of the time, if the scale's not moving, the weight you're still losing. I should put that on a t-shirt. If the scale's not moving, you're probably still losing. Or anyway, I'll figure it out. But so yeah, it's one of those things where you can tell mostly by your clothes. And what I also like to do, at least I try to do this once a month. I'll have to look on my pictures and see where the last time I did this, but I will put on the same outfit every time I take a picture, and I will compare each new picture with previous ones, and it's astounding. The last time I did that, it was absolutely astounding, the difference in the pictures. The inches were clearly coming off. So, if you're getting discouraged today, be encouraged, because just because the scale's not moving, which I think technically you could probably say the scale is the least accurate way to lose weight, to measure your weight loss, because in the research I've done, you're at the risk of giving a TMI, but if you haven't had a bowel movement, or as a friend of mine in Nashville calls it, a big potty, if you haven't had one of those in a while, and with keto, that's really common because constipation, unfortunately, is a side effect. Thank God for psyllium husks, just putting that out there. But that could have an effect on it too, because you're wherever they are, your bowels or wherever, it's still in there and it's causing excess weight. You could lose probably 2 pounds with a good one. So I'm just saying, don't be discouraged by the scale, because the scale is not your friend. Go by your measurements, measure your body, measure your waist. Your clothes, if your clothes are fitting or not, or if they're more loose, or if they're this or that. So don't be discouraged. And I'm preaching to the choir here, people. Trust me, because for me, I've had to relax. I've had to go, you know what? Just take a deep breath. The weight is coming off. People are noticing, and I'm sure they're noticing with you as well. So, it's one of those things where you just kind of have to take a deep breath and go, at least I'm not gaining. The scale may not be moving, but that does not mean anything. And I just, when God just said, relax, it's okay, because I've been praying about what my next video would be. And I'm like, I really don't have any ideas, Lord. What would you want me to talk about? And ironically, I was standing in the living room, and I had just gotten out of the shower, and I was getting dressed, and I was standing in my skivvies, and I had my hands on my waist. And as I was standing there, I'm like, wow, I noticed that the rolls were not there. And I put my hand on my back, and it was smooth. And I'm like, and that's when the Lord spoke to me. He's like, you're still losing. You're not. And it's like a friend of mine at work and I were talking last week. We were talking about Joyce Meyer. And one thing Joyce Meyer has always said is, I'm not where I used to be. Or I can't think of how she says it, but it's something to the point of, I'm not where I want to be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be. But I'm getting there. You know what I mean? So it really encouraged me when I stood there with my hands on my waist and I could feel the difference in my body. It was eye-opening for me because, I focus so much on the bad things that I do. Like if I stumble and fall, it's almost like my peripheral vision, or I get tunnel vision is what it is. I get tunnel vision on the one thing I did wrong, and I completely forget about all the things that I have done right, and the Lord has helped me do right. So yesterday was, like I said, it was really eye-opening for me because I realized, you know what? If I don't lose 100 pounds in a year, that's okay, because at least the weight is still coming off. And so I'm going to actually, in a few weeks or maybe a couple of weeks, when I've done, exercise consistently, I'm going to get on here and hopefully there will be a huge difference in that as well. Because like I said in my last video, I really want to tone up and I really want to get things, get more in shape. So I did notice yesterday when I was looking in the mirror, back when I was younger and I was a lot thinner, you could see the muscles in my stomach. And I've noticed that in the upper part of my stomach, I could see them starting to peek out again. And I'm like, wow, they're still there. But apparently they are. So, I mean, it's one of those things where like I said, I tend to focus on the bad. And so I tend to look at the shape my body is in now instead of appreciating where it is now in comparison to where it was. And my body, where it was a size 22, 24. It was 292.4 pounds heavier. Or that was my weight that I started at. So I haven't weighed lately because, like I said in the previous video, I threw my scale away because it was junk. It was just garbage. It was accurate, but it sucked the life out of my batteries, and it wasn't supposed to do that. So I went through like 2,000 batteries in the time I've had it. I exaggerate, but whatever. I need more of this. But, oh, that's good stuff. But anyway, squirrel. So yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where I'm not where I want to be, but thank God I am not where I was, and I am going in that direction. As long as you're moving forward, it doesn't matter if they're giant steps or baby steps. You're taking steps forward. I am taking steps forward, and oh, wow, yuck. Why is it doing that? The lighting in my kitchen. Hold on. Well, that was fun. Ha! I happened to look up and I looked like a ghost. All the light coming from my kitchen window was in my face and it looked yuck. Anyway, so not starting this video over. So I apologize for the lighting effect. My crew's fired. Anyway, so point being said, I'm at 9 minutes and 8 seconds, so I'm going to cut this short anyway. But just relax. It's okay. As long as you're stepping forward, you're still stepping forward. If you do fall and if you do stumble, that's okay. God is there. He's got your hand. He's holding you up. He'll carry you if you need it, just like I said in my last video. So it's all good. We're moving forward. We are losing weight. We are making better habits, which I think is the most important thing, is that the habits that we're forming, the good habits that we're making by eating keto-friendly foods and low-carb, high-fat foods, that's the important thing. We're not putting bad things in our body anymore. And another thing, if you do have a cheat day, or if you do have something that you shouldn't have, or you know you shouldn't have, do not beat yourself up. It is okay. I mean, as long as it doesn't become a consistent thing, you know, you're human. We're not perfect. We're not perfect. We're going to stumble, we're going to fall, but that's where the grace of God comes in. It's always there. It's always on the ready. And, you know, so that being said, this video is probably going to be a little weird. That's okay. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I'm going to head to work. You guys have a fabulous day. I love you. God is madly in love with you. And be encouraged. Bye.